Milestone Advisory Partners. Personalized financial planning customized to your lifestyle. Milestone Advisory Partners, bringing success to your life's journey. Visit our website, milestoneadvisorypartners.com. Milestone Advisory Partners.
Okay, welcome back, gang. We are back in the kitchen and we're grilling with Chef Clay. Today we've got a little different spin than what we normally do here. We're gonna go vegetarian on you. I get a lot of calls, a lot of people that call me up and say, hey, what can you do vegetarian wise? When I was working in restaurants, we had lots of calls on that. So what we're gonna do for you today, we're gonna present a nice grilled veggie platter. Yes, you can grill all kinds of vegetables. I'm just gonna show you a few. We're gonna do some okra, we're gonna do some squash, we're gonna do some eggplant. We're gonna do a lot of things, and we're gonna take them back here on the stove top and we're gonna grill them on a nice, beautiful cast iron grill. Then, just to make a little bit of spin, we're gonna do some cabbage steaks and cauliflower steaks, grilled. Yes, I said grilled. They're amazing. Please go out and try these out. It's a good time. And then we've also going to prepare a cheddar smoke grits to go along with everything. Beautiful. If you want to make that vegetarian, by all means, go out and get you some vegan cheese, vegan butter. But we're going to use some real cheese butter today, make some nice grits to go along with everything. It's going to be a great show. Stick around because you're grilling with Chef Clay. Okay, so what we're going to do today, we're going to mix it up just a wee bit, okay? Yes, we are grilling with Chef Clay, but we're just not going to do any meats today. I get a lot of requests as a private chef and caterer. I'm starting to see this more and more. Can we do some vegetarian dishes? Can we do some vegan dishes? Can we do gluten-free? Can we do dairy-free? I'm getting a lot of those requests. Even back when I was working in restaurants, I was starting to see that stuff back in the early to mid 2000s. Let me just do a little bit of stuff to show you that vegetarian food doesn't have to be boring. We can still grill lots of great vegetables, do some great things, still bring some great food to you, nice, fresh, So what we're gonna do today, just a simple grilled vegetable platter. I actually do these quite a bit at most of my catering events. I'll usually do a big grilled veggie platter just to have for anybody who wants to do, keep everything nice and light. Maybe they're, have dietary restrictions or, medical restrictions, whatever the situation may be. I'm always gonna have some kind of vegetables, and usually I'll grill them, do a nice platter, have them laid out for everybody. And even, the meat lovers, they can come by, grab some meat, whatever, grab a couple of grilled veggies as well. So what we've got here, we've got some beautiful cremini mushrooms. I've got some okra. Yes, okra. The stuff that you don't like because you think it's slimy. I'm gonna show you how to grill this up and make it to where it's just pretty nice. It's not gonna be slimy. It's gonna have a nice grilled charred texture to it. When you boil it, of course, it'll get slimy, but we're gonna grill it. We've got some nice zucchini, some nice yellow squash. Then we've got some of these tricolor sweet peppers. These are amazing off the grill. I'm also gonna do up some eggplant. If you want, you can take some tomatoes as well, grill those up. I'm not gonna use those. I'm gonna use these as a garnish on something else we're gonna do. Also today, I'm going to take a cabbage and I'm gonna cut a nice thick steak out of this and show you how to do a cabbage steak. And we're gonna do the same thing with some cauliflower. We're gonna cut a nice thick steak out of this, grill these up. We're gonna just make some pretty cool stuff for you. So we'll go ahead and get started. I've got a beautiful eggplant here. This is a really large eggplant. If you can, find the Japanese eggplants. They're the long, thin, skinny ones, and there's also another type, I can't remember if they're Japanese or Chinese, but they're little round eggplants, and they have a lot of white stripes in them. Those are fantastic as well. They pretty much all have the same flavor. A lot of people don't know this, but eggplants are a berry. Any type of fruit or vegetable that has a tough skin, a soft interior, and the seeds run through the middle, those are considered berries. Watermelon's a berry, bananas are berries, eggplants are a berry. So speaking of berries, we're gonna go ahead and cut this berry up. And all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut some nice I'd say 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch slices here. And I don't need the ends, so I'm gonna chuck that away. And as you can see, nice seeds in the middle. I love eggplant. It's my wife's Italian, beautiful stuff. We use it a lot. So I'm just gonna cut these slices into quarters. I want them big enough to where I can still get some grill marks on them. That's the main thing I'm looking for. So everything I've got here is cut large enough to where I can lay it on the grill. And speaking of, let's go ahead and get that puppy fired up. Okay, so inside in the kitchen here, we're using a cast iron grill plate. Use the grill that you have. Maybe you got that big yellow egg thing or whatever you call them. You've got that. I'm a big Weber fan. Weber's one of my sponsors with the North Carolina Barbecue Society. So we use Weber grills. Use whatever grill you want. Propane. I'm a charcoal wood guy. You use what you want, what you have available to you. Maybe you live in an apartment and you can't have a grill outside. Get you one of these grill plates, put it in there. Make sure you have a good vent system because it'll get a little smoky on you. So just watch out for that. So we've got some eggplant, and all I've done here, I'm just gonna show you the zucchini and the squash. I'm cutting them on a bias to give me a longer blade to go on the grill. So you just hold your knife at an angle, good 45-degree angle or so, and get you some nice long slices like that. And we're gonna do the same thing with that zucchini that we've already got cut up here. We'll just set that guy aside. Just same thing, start off at a nice sharp angle. And speaking of sharp knives, people. Sharp knives. I can't stress that enough. If your knives aren't sharp, go sharpen them. Get somebody to sharpen them for you. Maybe you don't know how to sharpen a knife professionally. Get somebody to sharpen them for you. There's usually a knife sharpener somewhere in town, somewhere around. If you look it up on the Google thing, on the interwebs, you'll find it. So we've got some nice zucchini, squash, mushrooms, just nice cremini mushrooms. I've removed the stems because I just want just the grilled caps. Again, these nice sweet peppers, okra. We've got some cauliflower, we've got some cabbage, we've got some eggplant. We're gonna go check on the grill, see where we're at. And while I'm back here, I'm gonna check on, I've got some grits rolling back here that we're gonna serve up with these steaks that I'm doing. So I'm gonna keep an eye on these grits, make sure that they're not going crazy on me like they're trying to. Yeah, so maybe you aren't real familiar with grits. We've just got some nice grits. These are some grits that I have taken and put on my smoker, and I smoked these. So they got a great smoky flavor to them. Need a little bit of water, so we're just gonna add a little bit of water. Not everybody knows grits, not everybody loves grits, but I guarantee you, the way I'm doing them here, you'll like these. We're doing them a little different. So I got 1 cup of grits in here. I've got probably 3 cups of water, and a good cup of heavy cream in there. We're also gonna add some butter, and we're gonna add some cheddar cheese to these. We're gonna make these things beautiful. These will be grits that I promise you might like. So we'll check on our grill. Grill's going good. I'm gonna add a little bit of oil to the grill. And we'll just let that oil just kind of spread out and do its thing. Now we've got these beautiful veggies, and we're gonna move all this over here to the grill in just a second. See if we can't get all those on the platter. Stay nice. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit more of this canola oil, and I'm just gonna drizzle this over all my veggies. I don't have to get 100% coverage. I just want to make sure that I've got some oil floating around in here. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil as well for some flavor. I don't want to use straight olive oil because it can get kind of heavy and greasy. We'll do that. Let's see, we'll set these guys back over here, out of the way. So now we're gonna walk over here to the grill. We're gonna spend a little time over here placing all this stuff on the grill. I've got a nice hot grill, so I want some long tongs, as you can see, sitting next to my grill plate there. So we're gonna come over here, set this down. Just because it's vegetables, I don't wanna leave them without some great love and some friends. So I'm gonna bring my salt and pepper over here. We wanna make sure that we get everything seasoned very well. Salt, pepper, whatever you want to use. Maybe you wanna throw some herbs on here. Maybe you wanna throw, different spices, coriander, cumin, chili powder, cayenne. By all means, I'm a fan. Make it happen. So we're gonna turn my heat down just a wee bit, probably to a good medium high. I don't want this too hot. If it gets too hot, stuff's gonna start to burn as we're laying stuff on. Now keep track whenever you're grilling. Make sure that when you're adding stuff to your grill, I hear some sizzle. That's what I'm looking for. I wanna hear some sizzle I want to hear that my grill's hot enough, that I've got some stuff happening, that we're cooking. We're not sitting here steaming. For this right here, all I'm trying to do is just get some good, even grill grate marks on these. I'm not looking for anything fancy. They're gonna look pretty simply because they've been on the grill. So we'll just add some yellow squash on here. Why not? Squash it up. Sure. So I can only fit so much on here at a time. So we'll just get these going. And I want to make sure I get a little olive oil on top of these as well, because we're going to flip them over. So I'm just going to drizzle up a little olive oil on each one. That's going to help us achieve that nice brown color that we're looking for, get those nice grill marks happening. We'll come back, throw some of our salts on here. My salt looks a little funny, don't be scared. There's not bugs crawling around in here. I just have several different types of salt in here, and one of them's a black Hawaiian salt taken out of caves out of Hawaii. It's just extra flavor, makes my salt look pretty. You do what you want. I just like to have pretty salt. So I'm gonna season these up a little bit while I've got them here. Bang, bang. A little fresh black pepper. Heck yeah, get those rolling. I'll tell you what, while we're at it, let's throw some garlic powder on here. Why not? We're grilling. Add some flavor. Maybe we won't add that to all of it. We'll just add it to some. Again, we're just building a big platter of nice grilled vegetables that you can set out, appetizers, set out while you're having cocktails, set them out on a table, a buffet table while you're doing, you know, a nice buffet line, whatever. However you want to do these. I'd just like to have grilled veggies for just about any occasion. So we're gonna sit here, we're gonna keep grilling. I've got lots of different stuff to grill. Got the eggplant on, we've got some yellow squash on. And while we're at it, let's just take a look. See, we're already starting to achieve grill marks, and that's all I'm looking for. I'm not trying to cook these vegetables down to where they're dead and mushy. So I'm gonna come over here, grab a platter. We'll get this platter ready, because that's what I'm gonna plate them up on. So I'm gonna flip each one of these. Oh yeah, nice grill marks happening. And that's all we really wanna see. Beautiful grill marks. Flip these over. You gotta be careful with eggplant, squash, zucchini, things like that, especially that okra. If you let them go too long, they're gonna get squishy and mushy. Nobody wants that. Yeah, we got some marks happening on our yellow squash here. We'll flip those over. I think I'd like to see a little more char on here, so I'm gonna crank the heat up just a bit. So we've got everything flipped over, got some nice grill marks. I'm gonna come back, season these up a little bit on this side. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. Okay, so we've already got our eggplant off here. We've got pulling some squash off. Let's see, we'll throw some squash here. We'll throw some squash over here. We're just gonna make our platter look nice and pretty. Just move things around. Our grill pan's still screaming hot. We're gonna go ahead, throw some more veggies on. Get some zucchini on here. Got one more yellow squash. We'll throw that bad boy on as well. Let's go ahead and get some mushrooms on. Yeah, grilled mushrooms, why not? Who said you can't do it? Get these mushrooms on. Beauty. Okay, and let's go ahead and get some of these peppers on. We got a little bit of room. We'll go ahead and toss some of those on there. Okay, so we got our grill loaded up again. We're just gonna come back, a little olive oil over the top of everybody. Beauty. A little more salt. These guys haven't had any salt. Now remember, I've salted some stuff on this grill already. So I've got grilled, covered in salt and pepper. So I'm probably not gonna salt this other side when I flip it over, but I'm gonna go ahead and salt this side. Make sure I've got some goodness happening. Make them feel special on the grill. Throw a little pepper on these. Go ahead and do a little garlic powder on these as well. Yep. Love it. Cool. So again, this grill's smoking hot, I promise you. So that means it's not gonna take long. We're just trying to soften these up a little bit, get some good grill marks, get some of that good flavor from the grill. That's all we're trying to do. Let's see, those peppers tend to go pretty quick, so we'll go ahead and flip those bad boys. Do some peppers. I love it. Let's see what our zucchini's looking like. Yeah. Easy peasy. Got some grill marks going already, so we'll go ahead and flip those bad boys. And if they're not grilled up yet, leave them on there for another little bit. It'll get there. Okay. Mushrooms, brown it up nice. Go ahead and flip those bad boys. Love it. And about the time I get done with the mushrooms, we'll probably be done to go ahead and pull all this stuff off. Nice and smoky in here. Let me see. Get some of that going to y'all. Hopefully you can smell that. It smells great. We're just doing vegetables on the grill, but hey, still smells good. Still having a good time. I'd probably still be sitting outside drinking a cold beer while I'm doing this. You do what you want. Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll start building this platter up a little bit more. We've got some zucchini coming off. We've got some yellow squash. So we'll do the zucchini right next to the yellow squash. They're friends. They're relatives. They can hang out with each other. Okay. So now what I'm most likely going to do is I'm going to pull the mushrooms off, plate them up right here in the center. We're just trying to make a nice, pretty plate. That's all we're doing. So pull these guys off. Nice grilled cremini mushrooms. These are just baby bells. If you like mushrooms, you'll love this. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, grilled mushrooms, heck yeah. And if you want to, you can kick these up a little bit, make them taste a little meatier, splash them with a little soy sauce, maybe some Worcestershire sauce on those mushrooms. Hey, whatever tickles you. So, get those off. We'll lay some of these pretty tricolor peppers all around. Okay. So now next, I just want to show, yes, you can grill okra. So we're going to take some okra. I'm going to grab a little seasoned salt for these. I really like the combination of this. So we're going to take some okra, throw them straight on that screaming hot grill. Okay, and I'm just going to do them lengthwise, parallel to those, or perpendicular to those grill grates. Okay, that should be enough. And we'll fill the rest of this with some of these nice pretty peppers again. Get those grilled up. We'll just hold off on these. Grill those up for another time. Set those over there. And again, I've got plenty of seasonings sitting down on the bottom of this pan, so I'm probably not going to season them a whole lot. I am going to run a little bit of oil over them. I'm going to turn that heat down just a hair. Little bit of oil. Bang. Now I've got some nice seasoned salt. There's several out there. Use the one you want. Make your own if you want to. Little, paprika, coriander, cumin, whatever you want. Add it to some nice table salt, some iodized table salt maybe. And I'm just going to put some of this seasoned salt on the okra. I just think that works really great. I'm going to come back and just season the other peppers with just a little regular salt. A little bit of black pepper. Make them all happy. Okay, let's move these around. You want to make sure that you don't have anything stacked on top of each other. You want to make sure that each individual item is touching the grill. We want some grill marks on these. That's where you're going to get your flavor from. So let's check out some okra. Just starting to get there. We'll give it a couple more seconds. Let's check out our grits that we've got going. See where we're at real quick. Oh, grits are coming together nice, pretty, nice and creamy. They're probably done. I'm gonna go ahead and taste them. I want to first see, are they done? The texture's right. Also, I want to see if I need to adjust any seasoning. Seasoning's pretty decent. So while I've got them here, I've just got some great mild cheddar cheese. We're just gonna add that cheddar cheese in there. Probably all of it. Sure, why not? Make them cheesy. To that, I'm gonna add just a touch of some nice Parmesan cheese. That's gonna add some saltiness, a little bit of creaminess to those grits as well. So we'll get those back on the burner. Give them a little zhuzh. Put a lid back on top. Should be able to turn these all over now. Oh yeah, got some nice grill marks happening. Oh yeah, there we go. Got a hot spot right there. Watch out for those hot and cold spots on your grill. See, as you can see, that one right there sitting on a hot spot where some of these others aren't. So I'm getting a little hot spot on the sides of my grill. Just watch out for that, because that'll come up and bite you if you're not careful. If you don't know your grill well, that'll come back and get you. Just keep your eye on that. We'll go ahead and flip all these peppers over. About the time I get the peppers flipped over, we should be ready to finish up this nice veggie plate that we're doing. Heck yeah. Peppers. Now, if you want to throw some onions on here, hey, have at it. I'll do little pearl onions. It's the little round onions you see in the grocery store in little bags all the time, or maybe in a loose bin. Grab some of those. They're hard to peel, but they're worth it. Peel those, throw them on there, or just take a nice regular red onion, yellow onion, whatever you prefer. Cut it. Leave the root and the flower end intact. Just trim them off, and then cut your onion pole to pole. Instead of cutting your onion in half, go pole to pole. When you're grilling, if you cut them any other way, they'll fall apart on your grill. But if you go from the root to the flower end, pole to pole like that, cut them in nice wedges, they'll hold together and they'll grill up very nice, and they won't melt away and get lost in the translation. So do them that way. Just lay them on the grill just like that. A little olive oil, a little salt, pepper, whatever you want to throw on there. Do some onions. Hey, onions and peppers, can't beat it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these off. I've done some jobs where there were people walking around, and we wanted them to come grab some of our food, taste what we were doing. One of the easiest tricks that we can ever do, I learned this from a carny long time ago. The guy was running a hot dog stand at a carnival, and in order to attract people to his hot dog stand, he would have a grill going with peppers and onions behind his trailer. And just the smell of those peppers and onions going around the carnival grounds, people would follow that and go over, and they'd show up, and they're like, hey, you know, where are these peppers and onions we're smelling? And he's like, I don't know, but I've got some great hot dogs going, and people would buy a hot dog. So I always, if I'm trying to draw a crowd, I'll have peppers and onions going, you name it. Draws them in every time. When I'm doing my barbecue truck, I will do peppers and onions, and people will come by and say, man, those peppers and onions sound great. And I'm like, cool, want a barbecue sandwich? All right. So, got our nice grilled veggie platter here, okay? We're just gonna let that sit here and chill. We'll set that there. Let's do a little parsley as garnish on top. So we'll just tear off some of our garden parsley there, the kitchen garden. Run our knife. Not looking for anything fancy. We're just gonna garnish these up, make them look nice and pretty. A little bit of parsley all across the plate. Perfect. Okay. So, done our grilled veggie platter. And again, add whatever vegetables you want on there. If you wanna do some tomatoes, you wanna do some onions, anything that's long enough that you can cut long enough to go on a grill. Make sure that it's, you know, big enough to where it doesn't fall. If you're doing it on a grill outside, that it doesn't fall through your grill grates. You don't wanna lose any of your food. So we've got that. Tell you what, we're gonna come back, we're gonna do a little bit of cauliflower steak, a little bit of cabbage steak, throw them on the grill. We'll do some cool stuff, and we'll put all this together. We've got our grilled veggie platter here. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna just add a little something to this. Okay, you know, the vegetarians and vegans out there, they don't eat meat, they don't have steaks, they don't have pork chops, they don't have chicken. They have, you know, great vegetable substitute stuff now, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut some steaks. Okay, this is a head of cabbage that I've cut a nice steak out. And we're gonna do the same thing with a nice head of cauliflower here. Well, all we're gonna do is we're gonna come through here, keeping the stem intact, and I'm just gonna cut a nice steak of cauliflower. Okay. Okay, I can take the rest of this cauliflower, use this, grind it down, make some cauliflower rice. That's another great thing. Just chop all this up nice and fine. Instead of using rice, maybe you don't like eating whole grains or anything like that, make some cauliflower rice. It's a gorgeous thing as well. So I've got my grill still going. I've got a nice cauliflower steak, nice thick, good 1-inch steak, like you would a pork chop or a steak. I'm gonna trim this stem up just a tad. Just a wee bit. Get some of that green out of there. We don't want that. I'm gonna scoop all this down. We don't need it. So I've got a nice cauliflower steak, a nice cabbage steak. He didn't want to be a part of it. That's fine. So we're gonna take these, we're gonna brush these with a little olive oil. We're gonna come over here to the grill. We're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna grill up some good vegan steaks for you. So let's check it out. So I got my grill, nice medium high heat. Set those right there. I'm gonna grab a pastry brush and we're just gonna take a little olive oil, dress these guys up. Some olive oil. You know what? On the cauliflower steak, let's do a little seasoned salt on that one. I like it. So we're gonna pop that sucker right down there on the grill. I wanna hear some sizzle. I hear it. Sounds good to me. Hit it with a little more olive oil on this side. I don't like that one side tasted food. I want my food to taste the same on both sides. So we'll hit that with a little seasoned salt, making it happen. Throwing some pepper on there. Great. All right, so we're gonna come back and do the same thing with our cabbage. And on this one, we'll just do some regular salt. Do a little black pepper on that dude as well. Get in there, pepper. Okay. So we've got our 2 vegetable steaks down, cauliflower, a little bit of cabbage. Let's season the top side of that cabbage up. Brush that in. A little salt, a little pepper. Sure. Okay, check on our grits real quick because we are doing some grits. Now my grits do have cheese in them. I'm doing a cheddar smoked grits. The grits I've smoked on one of my smokers. Just simply took a bunch of grits, nice coarse grain grits, wrapped them up in some cheesecloth, rolled my smoke, got those grits nice and smoky. Now we're cooking them. I've got 1 cup of grits, 3 cups of water, big cup of heavy cream. I've added probably 3/4 of a cup of nice cheddar cheese. If you want to keep this vegan, by all means, find some nice vegan cheese, find some nice vegan butter, add that to that. But for the sake of this show, we're just going to add some, we had some cheddar cheese on hand and said, hey, let's use that up. Don't want to waste that cheese. So we'll take all this cauliflower and we'll just set this aside. So when I pull these steaks off, I'm going to doctor them up a little bit. Got some nice Roma tomatoes here. We're just gonna cut these up for a little garnish. Nice getting a little dull. It's starting to drag through a tomato. That's not a good sign. I'm gonna fix that. So we'll just cut these tomatoes up, and all we wanna do is do just a nice little fine dice. Okay, I've got a little lemon juice here. To that lemon juice, I'm just gonna add a little bit of olive oil to it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna brush this on these steaks, wake them up a little bit, give them a little love. It's all good. Got some smoked paprika here as well. I'm just gonna put a little smoked paprika. Okay, we're trying to give the same feel that you would with these kind of steaks as you would a beef steak, pork chop, piece of chicken, whatever. Paprika adds a little smokiness. So I'm gonna come in here and I'm just gonna drop a little paprika over the top of these guys. Not a whole lot. Paprika is another one of those things that if you get too heavy-handed with, it'll overpower your dish. So watch out how much paprika you put on there. We're just gonna add just a little bit. Okay, and you know what? Just to sweeten this up a little bit, I'm gonna put a little honey in that lemon and olive oil mix we got. Give that a little stir. And we're just gonna take this and brush this over those steaks. Add just another depth of flavor. You know, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, those kind of things, they can be kind of boring just by themselves. So we're going to try to give these as much layer of flavor as we can give it. So let's take a look, see what we got. Okay, so we're starting to get some nice grill marks on here. So what I'm going to do, I had those on the grill about like that, so I'm going to turn them 90 degrees. We want to give these the same kind of grill marks that I would on a beef steak, pork chop, whatever. So we'll check that cabbage real quick, see where we're at on that guy. Yeah, getting some good grill marks there. So we'll give him a nice 90-degree turn. Okay, so we're looking at about, what, 4 minutes or so on that. So we're probably going to go another 4 minutes here, another 4 minutes, and then we'll flip these over, start grilling those out. We're going to come back. We're going to brush some of that lemon juice and that little bit of honey and that olive oil on there. Finish these off, make something special. We'll get all this done, come over here, doctor it up, make it look pretty for you. Okay, so we've got these beautiful vegetable steaks rocking and rolling back here behind us. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and get these things plated up. I'm going to check, see where we're at. We got some nice color on the top. We got some nice color on the bottom. These things have cooked through. Let's think steaks, pork chops, chicken. Okay, let's think rare, medium rare, well done. I'm gonna try to achieve a medium rare to where we're nice and steamy, kind of soft in the middle, got some nice crust on the outside and nice texture. So that's kind of where I'm gonna want to go with this. If I can kind of feel just like I would a piece of meat, I'm getting some give in the center, so that lets me know that these are nice and tender on the inside. So let's go ahead and plate these things up. I'm gonna do one on a square plate, nice square white plate that I use all the time. We're gonna come over here, we're gonna get a spoon, we're gonna grab some of these awesome smoked cheddar grits. We're gonna put a nice little plate down. Nice creamy smoked cheddar grits. And we'll come over here and we'll do some cauliflower first. And I'm just gonna lay this off to the side just a little bit, plate that guy up, looking pretty. So we'll set him over here till we get the other one going. We're gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna use a pasta bowl this time instead, just to kind of mix it up. So we'll do the same thing. Some nice cheddar grits. Oh, they smell so good. Make sure you try that recipe. If you don't have smoked grits, that's fine. Just make some nice creamy grits, some cream, add some cheese in there, cheese of your liking. I usually use a nice smoked Gouda when I do grits, so that'll give you the smoky flavor as well. So I'm gonna come over here. We're gonna doctor these babies up. I'm gonna add a little color to my plate. Why not? And I'm not even just bring this over and let it kind of cascade over the side. We'll do the same thing with the cauliflower steak. Just kind of let it fall into the grits a little bit. We'll set these right here. Some nice vegetable steaks, and before we finish her up, let's add just a little bit more color. We'll throw some more parsley on here. Just run a knife through. Chop up some parsley. Make it look nice and pretty. Don't want to send out food that doesn't look pretty. Eat with your eyes first. So I'm just going to come over here and we're just going to dust with a little bit of paprika around the plate. Add a little more color, a little more eye pop. Why not? Get a little bit on those steaks. And there we go. We've done a vegetarian meal for you. Okay, we've got some beautiful smoked cheddar grits with a nice cauliflower grilled steak, a nice cabbage grilled steak. We've done a nice vegetable platter for you, just a little olive oil, a little salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic powder. Just give the stuff some flavor. You make it your way, add whatever you want. This is just a great start for you. Some beautiful vegetables, and this is how we do it, Chef Clay's way. All right, so we've been in the kitchen cooking up some great vegetables today. We did some awesome things on the grill. Vegetarian, no meat involved today, just straight vegetables. We made a beautiful vegetarian platter just to have on any type of buffet, appetizer, just as a dinner, whatever you want to use it for. We grilled up all kinds of good stuff. We grilled up okra, eggplant, squash, zucchini. It was gorgeous. Put it all up nice and pretty. Put it out there. It looks beautiful on a table. Maybe you've got some friends coming over, set up a table. Looks great. We also did something really cool. It is a cauliflower steak and a cabbage steak. Maybe you've never tried this. Maybe you want to keep something light. Maybe you just want to have vegetarian night. Try these out. We popped them on the grill, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of lemon, whatever kind of seasonings you want to throw on here. We just use a little salt and pepper, seasoning salt. They came out amazing. To just make something a little more special today, I did some cheddar grits. The grits were smoked with a little bit of hickory smoke. Then I added some cheddar. We finished them off with a little bit of cream. They were amazing. Plated them up nice and pretty. Just beautiful flavors. All vegetables today. No meat involved. You can still have fun grilling without meat, I promise you. Folks, while I've got you, I want to talk to you and tell my friends out there, thelonghairs.us. I have long hair. I use hair bands. These guys are amazing. Check them out. They're on the web. Also, I want to thank my friends at Milestone Advisory Partners out of Southern Pines, North Carolina. Great people. I appreciate all your support. Folks, we had a great time in the kitchen today. I hope you did too. Stick around. Check out each episode. We've got more coming for you. And also, as always, we're grilling with Chef Clay.
Milestone Advisory Partners. Personalized financial planning customized to your lifestyle. Milestone Advisory Partners, bringing success to your life's journey. Visit our website, milestoneadvisorypartners.com. Milestone Advisory Partners,